Hello and welcome to Rules and Rulings, helping you to be judge, jury, but hopefully not executioner of your 5e D&D game. Today we're digging our hands into Newt Eyes and Bat Guano as we take a look at material components. The player's handbook tells us that some spells require specific items in order to cast them. These material components are detailed in the spell description, but can be replaced by a component pouch or a spell focus, so long as they do not have a cost associated with them. It further clarifies that consumed components must be provided for each casting of the spell. Hang on. Even in just the PHB, we have a couple of spells that trip over these rules. Protection from Evil and Good and Globe of Invulnerability. Both have materials with no cost, so which takes precedence? You can use a spell focus, or you must provide the materials. Edge cases aside, the vast majority of the nearly 200 spells which require non-costly material components do so in order to provide additional flavour. They are intended to evoke specific themes and in some cases are legacy inclusions making reference to older editions of the game. And they definitely do add extra flavour. Running your hands through Sulphur and Bat Guano is definitely more evocative than I cast Fireball. Knowing these are inclusions for flavour purposes also gives us the freedom to change things up. Perhaps your wizard casts their spells through specially blown beads of glass, and their Fireball is a brilliant crimson bead that detonates on impact. But material components are definitely not all there for flavour reasons. Needing to have a free hand for them or hold a pouch or focus gives them the same hand economy as somatic components, reinforcing the divide between spellcasters and warriors to some degree. Additionally, there are two other types of material components, what we like to call gatekeeper components and tax components. There's nearly 50 of each and they both have different roles. Gatekeeper components are things like Identifies Pearl or Chromatic Orbs Diamond. Materials that cost gold to acquire, but once you have them you have no problem with the spell from there on out. Tax components are things like the diamonds associated with resurrection magic. They present a cost every time the spell is cast, because they are consumed by the spell and are needed every time. Both of these costs are largely determined by the economy of your world and how much wealth you allow your players to have. It is worth noting for those that use spell focuses, both types of costly materials are excluded from the ability to use focuses to replace them. By law, a cleric holding a weapon and a shield with their holy symbol etched into it would need to drop the weapon in order to cast Greater Restoration on an ally. So that's how material components work. They add flavour to a large number of spells, but also serve as gatekeepers and taxes. This is one where I definitely want to hear from you in the comments. What's your favourite flavourful component for a spell? What's your favourite reflavoured component you've used? What spells do you think have the wrong type of components? I personally think Counterspell and Dispel Magic should have tax components. Let me know what you think. I'll see you next time.